welcome down to spot the bar at the House of Comedy. Please make some noise for host and Emcee, Erin, Jeffery!
Hello, everyone. How are we doing on this fabulous Friday evening? I'd like to apologize now because it is terrifyingly filled with cords up here, and I'm pretty sure at some point I'm going to fall directly into your table. I hope one of you know first aid. You good? Last aid. Okay, well, it's going to be a sad evening then. As you heard, I'm your host, Erin Jeffery, and I'm hosting you in this fabulous comedy slow show / game show / quiz show / an excuse to get out on a Friday night and get something that is this semblance of air conditioning. It's almost air conditioning. It's trying really hard to be air conditioning, but it hasn't quite succeeded, and that's okay. So I'm going to give you a bit of an idea of how the evening is going to go. You will see that you have a fantastic ballot sitting in front of you. Does anyone not have a ballot? We're doing so well so far. Good job. So you don't have to do, oh, you have a hand up. We have someone who does not have a ballot right here. We're missing a ballot. Someone, oh, we're okay now. We've got a ballot. So you can choose to be friends with someone and do the ballot together because some of the prizes are like 2 tickets for stuff. Or you can choose to be solo and do this on your own. Now, I am going to ask you to be somewhat honest. You're going to need to mark your own paper. So you can choose not to be honest, somewhat like the American voting system. Or you can choose to be, you know, more like grade 3, where you mark things nicely and kindly and honestly. So what's going to happen is that these 5 lovely comics over here will soon be these 5 lovely comics up here, and they are going to tell a joke. And it is your job to identify who is telling the ChatGPT generated joke. We've all heard a lot about ChatGPT, GPT, and AI. I mean, all of Hollywood is on strike right now because they're threatening to have AI generated actors. And as someone who went to theater school, let me tell you, really, they need the robots. I mean, look, I'm up here. I went to theater school. I'm obviously not doing much with that, am I? So, very shortly I'm going to bring them up. You're going to have to be focused. You're going to have to figure out who our robot comic is. You're going to mark on your fantastic ballot who you think told the robot ChatGPT generated joke. I will then tell you, and you're going to have to mark it check, you got it right, or X, you got it wrong. Got it?
So we're not marking our favorite comic.
I mean, you could mark your favorite comic. There is a chance that your favorite comic could be the one being the robot. Every single joke. That wouldn't be a very good show, though, would it? I mean, like, I make no promises. This is the first time we've done it. It might not be a very good show, in which case, sure, just do your favorite comic. It's up to you. So now, I'm going to introduce the comics. Who's your favorite comic? Do you already have one?
Janice married us.
Is it the one who married you last week? Did you know that?
I didn't marry them. They married each other.
Oh, that would have been much more interesting. This is not a polyamorous thing. It's just the 2 of them. Can we give them a big round of applause for being married last week? So let's get our comics up here. I turned 51 last week. I need my glasses. Okay, our first comic is Tania Taylor. Tania is a single gal in her 50s who welcomes the idea of robots taking over jobs as long as they're rechargeable. Welcome to the stage, Tania. Our next comic is Roger Nairn. Roger once asked Siri how he can pay more attention to the important people in his life. And she said, "This is Alexa." Ladies and gentlemen, Roger! Our next comic is Jackie Amsden. Jackie isn't afraid of AI because if watching The Terminator has taught her anything, she knows all she needs to defeat them is a mother's love, a never-say-die fighting instinct, and a great set of tits. Folks, give it up for Jackie! Our next comic is Parvin Sohal. Parvin considers ChatGPT, the bot, to be a close friend who helps in the most dire situations, like when he's writing a school paper. Folks, give it up for Parvin! And finally, the marriage commissioner with the mostest, Janice Bannister. Janice is the owner of Laughter Zone 101, the very own stand-up comedy school that put on this great show. And she is the producer of Spot the Bot. Janice has produced over 736 live shows, but this is the first time a bot has written some of her jokes. And all of the other comics are mad at her for making them write their own. Folks, give it up for Janice! Now, I'm not going to stand here the whole evening because that would be very difficult for you guys to see them. So I'm going to attempt not to break my ankle and sneak down this way. Woo, fun, a ramp. Now, these comics have been given a rather large series of topics to tell jokes from, and I'm just going to pick them randomly because it's more entertaining for all of you. It wouldn't be any fun if they just knew exactly what they were going to say. So, let's start it off with a good old knock-knock joke. Woo! So let's have Janice. Can you do our first one?
First up.
All right, here we go. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Madison.
Madison who?
Oh, no, wait a minute. That's not right. Sorry. Try this. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Parker.
Parker who?
Oh, wait a minute. That's wrong, too. Hang on. Try this. Knock, knock. Who's there?
Who's there?
Everly.
Everly who?
Every kid in my neighborhood has that same name.
She told us all, you're going to really love this joke. Maybe not. And our next comic is Parvin.
You know, knock-knock jokes give me anxiety. Like, how are you all comfortable opening the door? You know? I'm sorry, you could have as many bananas and oranges in the world. I'm never opening the door.
And our next joke is from Jackie.
Knock-knock jokes are like having sex with your partner after 17 years of marriage. They might be a little predictable, but sometimes it's just comforting knowing exactly how they're going to end.
And Roger.
Knock-knock jokes are like the dad genes of humor. They're not stylish, they're not flattering, but you gotta respect the confidence of someone trying to still pull them off.
And finally, Tania.
You can't tell knock-knock jokes anymore. It takes way too long explaining to children why someone doesn't have a doorbell or a ring alarm.
All right, those are our 5 comics. Now, your job is to figure out who you think the robot-generated joke teller was. Was it Tania? Was it Roger? Was it Janice? Perhaps it was Parvin. Or maybe it was Jackie. And Tania just decided to leave. Oh, yes, that's probably a good idea. All right, how do we do? Do we think we have it? The last person that told the joke was Jack. No, it was Tania. Tania was last.
If you look at the side,
Oh, yeah, our numbers are
that's
up
our
here.
names.
And the numbers and the names correspond on the side because it's you might need more alcohol. Or snacks, or a delightful, effervescent, bubbly beverage. Okay. Who do we think told the bot joke? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Janice. You all thought it was Janice. It was not Janice. I know why you think it was Janice. She said it was a really great joke. It was. She's going to tell it again later. Don't worry. Maybe it will be funny the second time. All right. No, in fact, it was Roger. So if you got it correct, mark it as correct. If you got it wrong. And Roger's wife got it right. So apparently, Roger is only funny when he's a robot. Okay, well done if you got it right. And if you didn't get it right, that's okay. We all actually generally think Roger is the robot, so. Have you seen his shorts? They're permanently ironed, I swear. Okay, our next joke is about camera rolls. You know those camera rolls, that full set of pictures of your pocket that is on your phone? How many pictures of your pocket does any one person really need? Well, if it's me, 1,482. Okay, our first person telling the joke is going to be Tania.
Not bad, Erin. I have 12,000 in mine. So my camera roll is like a time machine to all the embarrassing moments I've captured. It's like my own personal museum of bad haircuts, questionable outfits, and really bad attempts at cooking. Who needs a photo album when you have a gallery of shame in your pocket?
Oh, that cut a little bit close, didn't it? All right, next we have, I'm just going to go right down the line. Roger.
All right. I scroll through my camera roll and find accidental shots of my foot, the inside of my pocket, or a candid surprise shot of me on the toilet. It's like a surprise modern art exhibit. Ah, yes, here we have lens flare on the testicle, a remarkable piece in the collection.
And then, yeah, we're all just going to absorb that for a moment, aren't we?
What's wrong with you?
You haven't seen the photos yet.
I would like, never mind. Nope, I'm not going to ask.
All
No,
right.
Janice!
Camera roll. I keep getting notice that my storage is full, and it's because but I took care of it. I got rid of it because I deleted 47 screenshots and 2 videos that said my storage is full.
Parvin?
Just handing it over. I hate going through my camera roll. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like I need to be intoxicated when I'm going through my photos. Like, I don't know what's worse, the amount of photos showing packages, or realizing I'm holding my dad's phone.
Can you watch this microphone, Parvin? Okay. It's weird when your kids become teenagers and aren't cute little toddlers anymore. It's like suddenly the only fuzzy-haired pudge balls featured on my camera roll are my suspicious butt moles.
There was a lot of nether region-based jokes in that round, which was quite unexpected for me. Now, I'd just like to remind you that the numbers correspond with the comics. So you're not writing down the person who told the first joke, et cetera, you're corresponding it with the numbers. So if you think Janice told the robot joke, then you're going to check off number 3. If you didn't do that last time, I'm going to allow you to correct it. So it was number 2 that told the robot joke last time. This time, it's somebody different. Do we need me to explain this again? Okay. So you're going to guess who told the robot joke. You have a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5 on your chart, do you not? Okay, no, you put names. You see? This is why I need to put. Just ignore me. I don't even know why these numbers are up here. They're useless. Forget the numbers. You're going to go with the name. So who is the person that you think told the robot joke? Forget what I said. Pay no attention to the last 35 seconds. Don't think about Roger's testicle. Don't think about Parvin's dad's package. All right. After all this discussion, do we have a thought? Who do we think told the robot joke? Okay, once again, Janice is really moving ahead. We have a little bit of Jackie. And in fact, it was Tania. All right, now, there are a reasonable amount of parents up on this stage, and maybe in the audience. And there are a couple non-parents up on the stage. But as a parent myself, I can tell you my favorite thing to do is to traumatize my child. So we're going to do some jokes about how parents traumatize their kids. And we're going to start with a non-parent, Parvin.
I feel like some of you thought, right?
Nope.
Okay, cool. My parents gave me a gift recently. It's called trauma. Yep. They've been comparing me to my cousins, telling me to get married. So I've been flipping it on them by comparing them to my friends' parents. Yeah, they didn't take too kindly to me telling them to get a divorce.
Okay, let's follow that up with Janice.
So my mom was an old school Catholic mom, and she always told me, this was her big trauma on me. She said, if you ever get pregnant, you'll never get a wedding. So here I am. I fooled her. I had 2 church weddings, a couple kids when I wasn't married, and I don't give a shit.
And next we have Roger. Follow that up.
All right. My dad always warned me that if I ate donuts, they'd kill me. It was so traumatizing. He made it sound like there was death literally waiting for me inside every box of donuts. To this day, I open the box slowly, expecting to see a bear claw holding a tiny switchblade.
And next, Jackie.
My parents always said, wait until you have kids of your own, then you'll understand. Well, guess what, Mom and Dad? I have kids now, and I still don't understand. Who's laughing now? Not me. I'm too tired.
And finally, Tania.
If there was a parenting style in the 70s, it was neglect. We're all familiar with stay outside until the lights come on, sit on the stranger's lap in the mall, give weird Uncle Joe a hug and a kiss. It's like they wanted us to go missing.
And there we have our 5 jokes. Who do you think the bot was? Quickly choose your bot-based comic. Oh, they're eyeing each other up now. They don't even know. Yeah, you can barely hear the whirring of the gears. All right, on the count of 3, who do we think our robot is? 1, 2, 3. Oh, that one was really spread out.
It's always Jackie.
It is Jackie. It can't always be Jackie. It's only been Jackie once.
I know, but everybody says that.
That's true. They really think you're a robot. Okay. So I have a 13-year-old son, and apparently the fashion footwear choice of the 13-year-old set is Crocs. So, folks, can we get some Croc jokes up there? And let's start off with Roger.
All right, Crocs. Crocs are so confusing. They're not quite shoes. They're not quite sandals. With the aerodynamics of a colander. When you slip on Crocs, your feet must be thinking, are we taking out the garbage or are we draining pasta?
And next, Tania. For those of you asking, this is joke number 4 on your sheet. Joke number 4.
I am not sure I understand how Crocs are shoes when they are guaranteed to keep your feet wet and dirty. Yeah. They've sold 900 million pairs to 82 people.
And next up, Jackie.
So Crocs are trending again, which weirds me out because they are basically just big hunks of rubber. I finally caved though and bought some for my daughter, and actually seeing them kind of made me feel nostalgic. She was like, "Oh, do these remind me of shoes you had when you were my age?" And I'm like, "No, not my shoes, our old tire swing."
Janice?
Crocs, right? I gotta find it. Where is it? Okay, here. I've given up on looking fancy these days. The only aim I have is to make my footsteps sound like I'm walking with two plungers in the bathtub.
And finally, Parvin. He's right behind you. There we go.
We can all, Crocs are unique, right? Like, they can be used for so much more other than footwear. Like, I swear some people in this room use it as pencil holders, right? Or you can use them like how my parents do, throwing stars.
That was good. That was very good. All right, there we have our 5 jokes. You need to guess which of these incredibly hilarious individuals told the robotic joke. I really liked the throwing star one. That was good. Parvin's saying that his joke was a cry for help. If anyone would like to adopt a slightly used 20-year-old, we have one right here. Well, you're not new. 20-ish. 30-ish?
Never know.
Ugh, Gen Z. All right. On the count of 3, who do we think we got? 1, 2, 3.
Tania.
Not Jackie. Janice. It was the giveaway when she said, "I've given up on dressing fancy," wasn't it? That's what it was. They're having way more fun than anybody else up here. Okay, I would like to do a joke about tourist attractions. It's tourist season, so I think that's the kind of joke we need to have. Have we all been doing traveling in this delightfully balmy weather? Does anyone actually want to leave their house? Because it's not like you can go to any vacation place anymore because it's even hotter than here. We're all just hiding at home. So let's start off with our past robot, Janice.
What is the topic?
Tourist attractions. What is in both of those bottles? Just 2.
All right. Tourist attractions. To me, tourist attractions are, oh, I know this one. Tourist attractions are a lot like going out on a date. You know, like on the apps, right? They send you all those amazing pictures, then the person shows up, and in real life, you take a look and you think, that's a lot smaller than I expected.
All right, keep it going for Tania.
Isn't it weird when you have people come visit you, you take them to all the places you would never go, like farmers markets and sleigh rides and even church? You do just about anything to get them the hell out of your house, right?
Jackie?
It's weird how much flashier the US is than Canada. Like, their version of a tourist attraction is Las Vegas, an entire city dedicated to luxury hotels, celebrity shows, and gambling. And here in BC, we have the Fort Langley National Historic Site. For $23, you can look at a fence.
Parvin?
Awesome. Okay, hear me out. this summer, I had this idea, right? Like, I wanted to run a tour guide service where I would like show cool attractions, but in Surrey. It would be like, yeah, to our left we have a shootout that just got done. Yep, pass around a bullet casing. I didn't say we would make money. Okay.
And finally, Roger.
All right. Have you heard about the kid who just got busted carving his name on the Colosseum walls in Rome? His excuse? I didn't know it was that old. Really, kid? Seems your concept of old is anything that came before your iPhone upgrade? Or the last time you cleaned your room? Or the condom in your wallet?
All right. What do we think?
Roger.
This table is quite adamant that it's Roger. Like there's no doubt. With a little bit of anger too, Roger. Damn you, Roger. Roger! Roger, Roger, Roger. See, that's what it is. What is that from? Roger, Roger, Roger. Yeah. Yeah. Could be. The Army? Yeah, good. Really, really old school. Your mom? Oh, right. Okay, on the count of three, we know what you think. Everybody else, on the count of three. 1, 2, 3. It was Janice. That's okay. You're just very trusting. That's what it is. That's okay. They also a lot of people think. You know what? You all think that everybody, except for Parvin. Nobody is voting for Parvin. You've got them all fooled. Also, I think they all feel sorry for you because of your constant cries for help. Yeah.
The Surrey.
Yeah, the Surrey one really pushed it, and we're all okay. No, they thought it was you.
I suck.
Okay, keeping up with the tourist thing. This is something we all experience a lot when we wander through downtown Vancouver and see the people just staring and moving so slowly. These would be our slow walkers, and we're going to start off with this table's favorite robot, Roger. Roger, Roger.
Do you ever get stuck behind a slow walker? You're there trying to pass them without looking like a total ass. It's like being in a race where the only prize is not losing your goddamn mind.
Next up, everybody's little favorite heart person. It's Parvin. Heart person. Yeah, we're all just worried about him.
I'm getting paid for this. It's fine. You know.
What? Nobody feels sorry for Parvin anymore. He's an asshole.
Slow walkers. They're fine, but I hate slow walkers that wear sneakers and like athletic wear, but still take their sweet time, you know? That's like if I had Iron Man suit, but decided to take the Buick to work, you know?
Tania?
Do you ever find when you're in a rush, you always get stuck behind the dreaded slow walker? Like you have to dodge back and forth to try and get past them. And when you finally do, they always like wave you on and flash you their Fitbits.
Janice? Janice is confused by your joke.
All right, slow walkers. Slow walkers are the best. I really like them. Because it makes people lose their shit over just slowing down. Ooh. Okay.
Okay, slow walkers. It's dumb how everyone thinks slow walkers are an older person thing. Anyone can be a slow walker, a texting teen, a 20-something in stilettos, or in my case, a middle-aged woman just holding in a sneeze so I don't pee myself.
And those are our slow walking jokes. Please write down who you think the AI generated joke teller. They're all trying to figure it out. Are you roboting? You doing the robot? Roger, roger, roger. Roger, roger. Okay. Oh, this table is now conferring completely. I quite like it. Okay, on the count of 3, give me a yell who you think it is. 1, 2, 3. They said a little bit of everyone. They actually have started voting for Parvin because they think he's an asshole. It's actually Roger. You should have gone with Roger this time. Come on. Next time I'm just going to tell you when it's Roger. Roger's wife has got him figured out. Oh dear. All right. Okay, the last one sucked, but that's actually not my fault. You're terrible joke tellers. Okay, we're gonna do the next one on the grossest drink known to man, and that would be kombucha, or whatever that slime in a jar is. Do you know how they make it? Have you ever seen it? It's a thing called a SCOBY. A SCOBY, and it looks like an alien snot. And then it ferments and makes fizzy things that you then drink. All right, and go, Janice.
All right, so my boyfriend, who thinks I'm a bit delusional anyway, he wanted me to eat some kombucha, or drink some kombucha, and that's very annoying because I don't have a boyfriend.
Parvin.
Awesome. You guys ever notice that kombucha is just hipster moonshine? Right? It'll be like some dude like, hey, here, try my brew, man. It's just a mix of sugar, tea, and something I scraped off my shower curtain. Here you go.
And Jackie.
Have you ever made kombucha? My parents brew it all the time in these tall glass jars in their cupboard. It's like, why make regular tea when you can make tea that comes with a placenta?
And Tania, follow up the placenta.
The placenta's killing me a bit. Okay, hold on. Sorry.
I'll take a breath. Why are people so obsessed with their gut health, right? I'm pretty sure that kombucha became trendy when hipsters realized there was an easier way to clean out their colons than having an enema. Yeah, gross. And now they're selling it at liquor stores. So all the yogis are lined up trying to buy their toot juice martinis.
And finally, Roger.
You had me at toot juice. All right, kombucha. Who's in the mood for moldy tea? And have you seen these kombucha flavors like ancient wisdom and mystical mango, Buddha berry? All I taste is essence of taint.
Wow. This is just. Wow. All right then.
It's gotta be Parvin. Like, yeah.
Let's figure out who we think are robotic. Do the robot again. That was fine when you guys did the robot. No, you do not know what you're doing. Okay. On the count of 3, are we ready? And a 1, and a 2, and a 3.
Parvin.
Yeah, you did.
I got one.
She got one. It was perfect.
Elimination.
Is this the first one you got right?
Yes, I suck at this.
That's okay. I still like you. All All right, we're gonna do 2 more jokes before the break, and then you guys can go pee, especially you, Janice, because you have every possible drinking implement known to man up here. So, this joke is going to be about that thing that we all got so familiar with over the last 2 years. It's Zoom. So let's start with Roger.
All right.
Did you hear that? My watch started talking.
Zoom.
Distressing.
I hate ending a Zoom call. You know that quiet moment when you're all trying to find the red end call button? I always think someone will think I'm gone and call me a fat idiot under their breath. Turns out Zoom just zooms right in on my massive insecurities.
Tania, let's follow up those massive insecurities.
Ever since that lady took her Zoom into the bathroom, right, or left an unmentionable in the background, I find that's all I do now, is look for stuff, and it's a perfect game, right? Because you look like you're paying attention to the speaker, but you're actually on a vibrator hunt.
And Jackie?
A lot of vibrator jokes from Tania. Okay. You know you've hit peak mom life when you're using the Zoom Touch Up My Appearance filter for parent-teacher conferences. I'm telling the teacher, no, I always look this refreshed. It's my just woke up from a 7-hour sleep glow. Meanwhile, a pile of unfolded laundry is photobombing in the background.
Hand it off to Janice and her bottles.
There you go. Got it. Zoom. All right. Can we be on Zoom tonight? Oh, geez. It's fantastic when you don't want to leave home. You can just Zoom somebody. You're not crazy about them in the first place. And you don't want to really talk to them. You don't want to see them. But you do show them their birthday present. You just know that you're going to keep it. Happy birthday, Erin.
Thanks. Thanks so much. And finally, Parvin.
People who use Zoom without turning their camera on are doing one of 3 things, right? Scrolling TikTok, eating tacos or whatever, or using the toilet. I'm proud to report that I did all 3, but sad to report that I forgot to turn the camera off.
Oh, Parvin. Yeah, we all feel sad for Parvin again, don't we? It just did that whole twist, okay? Who do you think it is? Look at these faces. One would never believe that they were actually evil, lying robots. Okay, it was all of them. And on the count of 3, who do we think it is? You were so close. It was Jackie. I'm so cheering for you so much right now. No.
I suck at this.
I'm really cheering for her though. Like cheering for her hard. I actually don't care about her. Well, the rest of you can win because she's gotten 1 right. And our final joke of this first half is about a thing. This is number 9, but well, I'm speeding things up a bit because it's getting warm. So we're only going to do 9 jokes in the first half. So, because I have to go pee. No, all of Janice's water has actually made me have to go pee. So as a woman of a certain age, I am very familiar with this topic as someone who has car tweezers. And if you don't know what car tweezers are, then fuck you. This is about body hair. Let's start with Jackie.
Camping is scary when you're middle-aged. After a few days without razor or tweezer access, I am covered in so much hair, I look like Paddington Bear's Tinder date. Forget Doritos and scented deodorants, I'm the bear attractant. All the local boy bears are swiping right on me. There's blood everywhere.
Parvin.
That one takes a second.
Yep, I'm familiar with this topic. If body hair was an Olympic sport, Team India would destroy the competition. This region alone would beat out Michael Phelps' record for gold. All right.
Janice. Janice.
All right. So I actually missed the masks. Remember when we were all wearing masks? Because I'm quite fair, and like I always get these blondish dudes who are telling me that they can't grow a mustache. So during COVID, it was my goal to grow a little goatee. She's seen me without the mask. And I tried really hard, but I realized it's impossible. But I will tell you that I did look a little bit like, you know how those roosters have those little crowns on the top of their head? So I have this little, that's enough. Roger. Bob would never write that.
I recently tried waxing my chest. Let's just say it was a hot mess. As each strip was ripped off, I realized I was a lot more flexible than I thought. I mean, who knew I could contort into so many different shapes just to avoid pain?
And finally, Tania.
So we are the only mammals that remove our body hair, right? Well, until some influencer on TikTok gets their dog's bikini waxed, right? Yeah, what'll happen? It makes more sense to add hair. Like if you know that monkey with the bright pink butt, like wouldn't you want to put a wig on that?
And there we go. Who do we think it is? Okay, we seem to have some consensus fairly quickly. So on the count of three, who do we think it is? 1, 2, 3.
All for Roger.
She's right, that's 2! It's Roger! Okay, now we're gonna have a little bit of a pee break. I know we only did 9 jokes in the first half, but I'm trying to keep things moving here, and these guys were just far too hilarious. So 5 minutes. How are we doing? Are we figuring this out? Have we decided that the robots are gonna take over? But maybe not in stand-up? 4, you've gotten 4. Has anyone gotten more than 4 right? Oh, okay. That's impressive. Has anyone gotten more than, less than 2 right? Oh, you have competition. You have 2, and you just gave up. She gave up entirely. Okay. That's Roger's mom. Roger's mom gave up. Roger's mom was like, fuck it. I'm done. I gave birth to a goddamn robot. That's exactly right. She's gonna get a t-shirt made. Roger's mom said, fuck it. There's a podcast for you. Okay then. We're gonna go right into the second half, and we're gonna do a topic that I feel very passionately about. I don't know if I mentioned 3 times now that I just turned 51. I'm really reeling from that. Oh, I'm a baby. Oh my God, I love you. I'm gonna give you all the answers for the second half. Okay, our next joke is gonna be about midlife. Oh shit. And we're gonna start off with our elder statesman on the stage, Janice. No, yes. Yes, you do have to find it. Okay, she's got it.
All right, here we go. Midlife.
What? Second row. We're on the second row now.
Pay attention.
All right. Number, what did you say, 11? Do they know what they're doing?
They do. You're in the second row now. You're in the second row. We skipped a joke in the first half. We might end up skipping a joke in the second half. It's okay. You're not going to get penalized. We are on the second row. You've moved down, second row.
Fucking white hairs. They all just screw up the whole thing, don't they? Us boomers. Okay, what was the topic again? Now you've got me screwed up here. Oh, midlife.
Midlife.
All right, so there are so many midlifes. If you're 30, it's 15. If you're 50, it's 25. And if you think you're going to live to 98, then your midlife is 49. So really, we're always in midlife. So really, we're always in a crisis.
That was very deep, actually. Jackie, we're going to keep the midlife train rolling here.
All right. Midlife is that awkward stage when your kids are becoming more independent and you're starting to panic about getting old. You start using words like lit and on fleek, hoping it makes you seem more relevant. Spoiler alert, it doesn't.
Tania.
Midlife shouldn't be a crisis. Should be like a Super Bowl halftime show. Except you've either got deflated balls or a nipple hanging out and no one even cares about it because we're old.
Roger, would you like to follow that up with guaranteed some other kind of testicle-based humor?
So I turned 42 last week. That's right, I'm right in the middle of my midlife crisis. So I recently started running, not for exercise, just away from my responsibilities. It's less fitness journey and more escape plan.
And finally, Parvin, who is middle-aged if he was going to live to 31.
You know what sucks is I've only lived a quarter of my life, but look like I've endured 2 midlife crises. But I do have a hack. If you are going through one, download a therapy app. I did. It's called Uber Eats. It's great.
All right. There we go. Second row. First joke, second row. That's second row. First joke on the second row. Who is our computer-generated jokester? I appreciate that this row back here is using the phone flashlight. That is awesome. Well done. Okay, on the count of 3, I need to hear who our robot joke is. And a 1, and a 2, and a 3. Janice. So close. It was the other J person. It was Jackie. This side of the room is killing it. You were close, though. You got the first 2 letters right. And Roger's mom says, what? Fuck it! Okay.
I feel so bad.
Roger's mom is like, that woman needs to shut up. Okay, our next one. This is another thing that we all super got way into over the pandemic. Way into, which is probably why Jeff Bezos has a penis rocket. It would be online shopping. Penis rocket. He has a rocket that looks like a penis, right? Because he has so much money, because we're all online shopping. Keep up here. You got it. You go first. Up you get. Go.
Oh, me?
You first.
Oh, God. Didn't it used to be fun going to the mall and finding a great deal? But filling your cart at home in your underwear is even better, right? You don't get the road rage looking for a parking spot, but you'll still waste 15 minutes trying to make a coupon code work.
Roger. We're just going to go down the line on this one.
So I buy so much clothing online. We once went on a 2-week vacation. Amazon sent the police to run a welfare check on me. The police would have knocked the door down, but there were so many fucking boxes in the way.
Yeah, Mom, you speak up. I use online shopping for my cardio. Because every time I check my cart, my heart rate goes up. And then I start to get worried. And I was just trying to buy some socks, and then I realized that now I've got a T-Rex costume in my cart, a 3D printer, and a year's supply of ramen.
This is like a great cart.
You know, online shopping is unreliable. You can never tell what's a scam or not. I had to learn the hard way. You see, I wanted to buy a lot of like stuff to support my favorite basketball team. So I bought like a ton of Raptors stuff. Instead, I just ended up looking like an extra straight out of Jurassic Park. So always read the fine lines.
Whoa, okay. It's crazy how easy online shopping is nowadays. Yeah, the quality isn't great, but who cares if your dress rips in half if you only paid 99 cents to begin with? Just buy another one. Plus, now some of the sites will deliver your orders directly to the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. That's time savings, friends.
It's a little bit of a social justice joke there. I like it. All right. Chop, chop. Who is it? Write it down. Who are we thinking? I'm going to tell you it's not Roger because his wife full on shouted that actually happened. So there you go. I heard her eyes rolling. She almost sprained a cornea. Okay. Who do we think it is? And a 1, 2, 3. Parvin. It's not Parvin. It's Janice. I know. And do you know what else isn't Parvin? A millennial. So we're going to do jokes about millennials, and we're going to start off with our extra non-millennial, Parvin. Come on. Up you go, you young whippersnapper.
You know you're a millennial when the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning is check your social media feeds before checking you're still breathing. You know? It'll be like, oh yeah, I got like 10 likes on my pic. Oh yeah, I'm still here. Cool.
Yeah, let's go right up to Jackie. I like it. Okay.
Millennials, okay, every generation has the thing they're railing against, you know. The boomers fought against nuclear energy, Generation X fought against neoliberalism, and for millennials, it's cover letters.
Janice?
All right. Millennials, 20 something to 43. Is that right?
Not even close, no.
What is it? How old are millennials?
No.
I have no idea.
Anybody know?
Millennials are just before Gen X.
Okay.
Which is?
Gen X, I believe, is 1967 until like early
All right.
80s.
Who gives a shit? Okay. You know you're a millennial when you're whining about the pay scale and you're whining about your living situation, but it doesn't bother you to pay $17 for a drink.
Took you a while, but you got there. Don't tick the box. Roger.
I'm a millennial, and I don't want to settle down. Clearly, I've turned finding myself into a lifelong journey. My wife finally said, hey, if you've been finding yourself for 42 fucking years, maybe it's time to admit you're scared, lost, and ask for directions.
And finally, Tania, I'm currently Googling, is Roger a millennial?
Are you? Oh, well, I'm
You're a zennial.
I'll just apologize in advance
He's
for
a
my
zennial.
joke.
Ooh,
Yeah,
you're
I will.
an
Yeah,
elder
totally.
millennial.
Yeah, you still have to sit by me after I tell this one. So I love how millennials complain about money. When they don't want to work, they drive the best cars, and they have thousands of dollars in tattoos, right? Yeah, I can't deal with their self-righteous attitudes walking around here like they flip and rent the place.
All right, there we are.
My apologies.
So now we need to choose who the bot is and why it's not Janice. Elder millennial. It was 29 to 43 5 years ago. No, it's not. No, the other way. I'm in the future. They haven't told me yet. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. It was, yes, that's right, it was Parvin. Because Lord knows he wouldn't know how to tell a joke about millennials. Because he's young. You're welcome.
At the end of the night, I kind of want to see all of
Because they're just scratching everything out, except for her. Because she's got nothing right. Okay, our next joke is about murder podcasts, which I have not gotten into at all because I'm just terrified that everyone's going to kill me anyhow. I don't need a podcast to tell me that. So we're going to start off with someone who is, in fact, a podcast producer, Roger Nairn.
And my business partner over there, Jen Moss from Jar Audio. Okay, so I have this habit where I discuss murder podcasts in social settings. The roast is excellent, Susan. Reminds me of episode 6, where they find the body stuffed in the microwave. Pass the beans. Why do you think he ate the eyes last? Pin the tail on a donkey. That reminds me, kids. Have you heard the episode where he removes their flesh and wears it as a coat? I'm no longer the fun dad at birthday parties.
Tania?
I've heard people who are addicted to watching or listening to murder podcasts are just trying to learn, right, how to get away with it. I mean, if you've never once plotted the murder of your spouse, you've never lived with anyone.
Janice? I don't know, let's ask your wife. Why are only the women laughing?
They get it.
I listen to a lot of them.
The little kid next door asked me the other day if I got murdered in the bathtub, would I go to heaven naked? And all I could think of was, her mother better stop listening to those murder podcasts on the radio. In the car.
Forgot that part.
Parvin.
My girlfriend loves listening to murder podcasts. I don't really get the appeal. And then she said, it's a relationship thing, you know, for better, for worse, for casually learning how to dispose of a body.
The other day I got into my sister's car and she's listening to a show about a woman who wakes up covered in blood, and it gets worse. Suddenly she starts getting hotter and hotter, like the room is on fire. I'm like, can you turn off this thing? These murder podcasts are so depressing. And she's like, it's not a murder podcast, it's an audiobook about menopause.
Yeah. It's true. Okay. Yeah, and we all fan. It's very warm in here. All right, folks, who do we think that one was? On the count of 3, 1, 2. I'm not telling you that.
We already heard he doesn't.
Let's stop picking on poor Parvin. And 1, 2, 3, who is it? Yeah, it was Parvin.
That one away, thank you.
Yeah, everybody, Janice gave that one away. Okay, and to continue this entire run of picking on Parvin, we're going to do a joke about Gen Z or Gen Z. I can't say Gen Z. It makes me uncomfortable. Because my mother was an English teacher. So, no, I can't. Gen Z. And we'll start off with, yeah, you know it, up you, Parvin. Let's do it.
Yep. Hello. Hi. I'm one of those. You know, being a Gen Z is a lot like being Gen Z. Is a lot like being the Vancouver Canucks. It's just sad, you know? Like, you just want your team to do one right thing, but no, they're too busy making TikToks in the locker room, you know?
Janice?
All right. So I know this one. So, actually, I don't really give a shit about this group either, but anyway, Gen Zs are between the ages of 11 and 28. Yeah.
Thank you.
So officially, I have 14 pairs of shoes that are Gen Zs.
All right. These Gen Zers, they label everything as just content. Movies, music. Easy there, kiddo. You're talking about some of my all-time favorite albums as just content. Let me be clear. Pearl Jam's 10 album wasn't content. It was a lifeboat in my sea of despair, teenage despair. What you call content, I call the soundtrack to my sad years, the tough time tracks. Oh, Jesus.
That was tough.
That one was the boss.
Oh, I'm gonna win this round.
Tania.
It's hilarious how Gen Zs will text each other while they're in the same room, right? They're like, why should I waste my voice when I can just send an emoji? I'm not saying they're lazy, but I think they'd probably download an app to breathe.
It must be confusing to be part of Gen Z. You grow up seeing child YouTubers getting rich playing video games and opening toys while your parents toil away at regular 9-to-5 jobs. This realization hit my son the other day. He's like, wait, why would I work my butt off to make way less money than someone doing hardly any work at all? What am I, a woman?
Jackie coming in with the social justice. 2 jokes in a row. Boom! All right, who do we think it is? All right. On the count of 3, who do we think it is? 1, 2, 3. No, that terrible joke was not written by a bot. That was Tania, actually. That was the bot. Roger, you need to burn that joke. You've been very funny up until now. That's okay, everybody has to bomb sometimes. It's terrible. All right, and now let's try some motorized scooters. Janice, are you ready to try a motorized scooter? For those of you in the back who didn't hear, Janice said she would like to try a motorized scooter if it has a rack for her hooters.
All right,
I don't know how
motorized
that
scooters. I notice these scooters are parked everywhere, except for where they're supposed to be parked. It's as if they have their own version of musical chairs. The music stops, you just leave them there. That's terrible.
Yeah, just hand it to the next person. There we go.
Roger wrote that one for me.
All right, Roger, you're next. Let's keep it up.
Let's try to beat that. All right. I've noticed how people on scooters always seem to have a zoom and doom attitude. 1 minute they're flying past me on the sidewalk, the next they're tangling with a poodle leash.
Tania, I'll take your wine.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Just call me a wine holder.
Wine holder. Okay, can we just talk about the fact that there is no diversity when it comes to motorized scooters? Sorry. The laugh you just gave is too much. I want to see a Harley Davidson one for the cool guy, right? A Prius for the simple guy. And like a really fast sports car one for the guy with small feet.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Jackie.
You know you're middle-aged when you not only have to get a motorized scooter to get to the mailbox, but you need a second one just for your hemorrhoid.
Oh, dear.
That's a cry for help too, guys.
And Parvin, now you get to follow a hemorrhoid joke.
I'm not for them. I'm team just walk there, you know? Like, I remember when it used to be like a one motion contraption, right? Now everyone's Rose and Jack from Titanic, just. I can't wait for the Razor scooter to come out with the motorized futon. It's gonna be great.
Okay. Yeah, right now they're all figuring out that they were talking about different kinds of scooters. That's what's happening up here. If you'd like to figure out how brains work. There are different kinds of scooters. It's true. It's a generational thing, so. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, 100%. All right. And who do we think did that one? Give it a yell. Roger was the vote. No, in fact, it was Madam Hooter herself. It was Janice. Sorry, Roger. Roger is feeling attacked. Okay, over a scooter joke. Roger is very fragile. If you really should feel like you're being attacked, you should think about the Gen Z joke that you told, Roger. That was the thing. Okay, we're now going to do a joke about my favorite pastime, which is TikTok, because as if I didn't need another way to kill my brain. So let's start off with Jackie. And why? Because you gave me a look of, please don't start with me.
I should not have made eye contact. Watching TikTok is like waking up the night after going to a frat party. You can't remember a single thing that happened in the last 9 hours, but you know at some point you cried.
So I find people have very strong opinions when it comes to TikTok. The people who hate it, the minute you mention it, they start freaking out, right? They all have one thing in common, though. They've never been on it. Lots of TikTok users here.
Roger?
Everyone tells me, be careful. TikTok is controlled by the Chinese Communist government. They're trying to control you. I say, bring it on. Here's what they're going to learn from me by looking at my TikTok history. 1, I love to cook. 2, I'm learning magic. And 3, I'm desperately trying to nail the perfect smoky eye. Stick to a matte base, apparently.
Janice?
TikTok is the only place when you can watch hot dudes with their pocket tools and also watch their tools in their pockets.
And now we all know what Janice's TikTok feed is like.
Yeah. I'll admit it. I tried to do a TikTok challenge the other day, and let's just say it didn't go too well. I look like a cross between a chicken having a seizure and my drunk dad at a wedding. That's extra.
Again, Parvin is the only one getting paid. Asshole. Okay. What do we think? That was a bit of a tough one. I did find that one a little bit difficult. Yeah. All 5 of you were funny. Okay. Let's give it a yell. Who do we think did it? And it was not Roger. Oh, it was Parvin. We have 2 jokes left for you to figure out these delightful That's 2 more jokes to win fabulous prizes. Except for you, I'm sorry. So our next one is about something we learned a lot about during the Trump era. And that is bullshit facts. Alternate truths, you may say. And we're going to start with Tania.
Do you ever notice people will believe anything if you phrase it like a fact? Like, did you know every time you sneeze, your heart skips a beat? And I'm like, did you know every time you say something like that, my brain loses a cell?
Jacques?
My mom says I've been getting mosquito bites because my blood is sweet. Talk about a bullshit fact. Do you know how long mosquitoes live? Like 3 weeks. How sad would it be to know your life is almost over before it's even begun? Those mosquitoes don't suck my blood because it's sweet. They suck it because it's full of antidepressants.
Parvin.
My sister once told me that your sense of smell has a stronger link to memory and emotion than any other of your senses. And I didn't know what to say to that, you know? And then she made a stupid pun. She was like, isn't that sentimental? So I blocked her.
Janice?
If you're gonna tell a bullshit fact, you have to really just sell it. So here we go. A coconut is a mammal. It grows hair and it produces milk. Fact.
Thank you, Donald.
Apparently I'm a coconut. All right. Just give it a second. All right. Did you know that a banana is a berry? No. I know. Did you know?
It has seeds.
Now, is it a berry or does it just identify as a berry? When did fruit go woke? Next thing you know, apples will be declaring their pronouns and pears will start a podcast on fruit rights. What would that podcast be called? Core Issues? Right for Change? Unpeeled Injustice?
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. You did not come for that many puns in a row. Nobody needs that bullshit. I'm so sorry. Does anyone want to take Roger's wife home? All right, who do we think told the bullshit bot joke? It was not Roger. My God, no robot could write that many fucking puns. Sir, it was Tania. And now our final joke of the evening, we're gonna mix it up a little bit. 4 of these delightful comics have AI generated jokes. 1 does not. You might actually get this one right. So you need to identify the real comic. And we're just gonna go down the line and we're gonna start with Tania. Oh, I guess I need to give you a subject.
Yeah, please. What's the subject?
The subject is AI.
I recently asked Suri if she believed in artificial intelligence, and she replied, "I'm sorry, I can't answer that question." Really, Suri? You're literally artificial intelligence. That's like asking a fish if it believes in water.
I believe Tania was referring to Siri.
Oh, what did I do? Oh, I've always called it Surrey.
And not the city over the bridge.
Really, Surrey?
Nobody says Surrey except
You're
for
the
people
only
who
person on
live
the
in
planet who's
Surrey.
called it Surrey.
Live in
Yeah.
Surrey. It's a lovely place,
Yeah.
but I don't live there.
We've learned so much this evening.
Steve Jobs did not die to call it Surrey. Sorry. All right. AI is amazing, but I still find it very unsettling. I asked my smart speaker to play some relaxing music, and it responded with, "Sure, here's the sound of a distant storm." Thanks, AI. Nothing relaxes me more than a potential power outage.
Should've used Alexa. Okay. AI is getting advanced these days. Actually, I saw a robot that could do stand-up comedy. Roger. The only problem it had was no timing. It would tell a joke, then stand there waiting for the laugh. It's kind of like a microwave waiting for applause when they bake your potato.
I'm always wary of AI. I mean, it's like a pet that can hack your bank account and ruin your life.
There you go. Okay, we're not going to believe you.
It's just generating it. Just
Last
give her
joke
a
of the
second.
evening. Okay. AI is like going to an all-inclusive in Mexico. Everyone is super excited about having less work to do, but also a little bit scared that we might all be murdered.
All right, there you have it. We have 4 AI-generated jokesters and 1 real one, and you need to identify the real one. No, the real joke. There's 4 AI jokes and 1 non. You need to identify the non.
So which one?
Who's the real person?
Which one's
Comic wrote a real joke.
Which comic wrote a real joke and which one was Roger? I know, it's pick on. Look at the smile on her face. She's like, yes.
Because she has a new tagline. What is it again?
I totally forget. Yes, you're right. Fuck it, I quit? I think it was that, actually. Yeah, I quit. Yeah. All right. Are we ready? Who do we think wrote their own joke?
Jackie.
You were right. You were going to get it right. It was Jackie.
I've been to Mexico.
She's been to Mexico. Okay, now what I need you to do is to do some math. So I need you to total up how many correct
Not enough to count.
ones you get right. That's okay. We do have a prize for the lowest score. Thank you, everyone, for coming. It seems like we just had to end there. We really appreciated you figuring out our humor. These are your fantastic comments. We have Roger Nairn, Wave Roger, Parvin,